Hello, children. Today we are moving on to the poem Wind in your second unit. This poem was written by Subramanya Bharati. Actually, it is a Tamil poem and it is translated from the Tamil into English by A.K. Ramanujan. Both these poets are familiar to us. And Subramanya Bharati, he's also known as Bharatiyar. He was a Tamil writer, poet, journalist, Indian independence activist, and social reformer also. And he is one among the greatest Tamil literary figures of all time. And while talking about A.K. Ramanujan, he was a poet, scholar, professor, translator, playwright, etc. And he is well known for his translation of classical and modern poetry. So, we are moving on to the poem Wind. So, we are very familiar with this word or with this phenomenon wind. It's a natural phenomenon, we know that. So, in this poem, the poet here is talking to the wind and sometimes to the readers also. And the speaker in this poem is the poet itself. So, here the power of wind has been described by the poet. And he says that the wind is very destructive. And the poet is linking the destructive power of wind to the adversities of our life. And he says that the weak people will break down and the stronger people will emerge out of adversities and they'll become stronger, more and more stronger. So we can say that this poem gives us an important message that we should be mentally tough and physically very strong in order to survive the hardships of life. Okay, so we should be very determined to face all challenges in our life. And we know that at present we are facing a very destructive wind called COVID-19. And we are suffering a lot due to that. In this situation also, we should stay strong in order to fight with it. Otherwise, we will fail before that. So we should be always very determined. We should be strong to face all the adversities happening in our life to meet success. So let's move on to the explanation of the poem. Listen. Wind, come softly. Don't break the shutters of the windows. Don't scatter the papers. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. There, look what you did. You threw all them down. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again. You're very clever at poking fun at weaklings. So, the word meaning of scatter means spread out. The word meaning of poking fun means at making fun of something. And the word meaning of weaklings is a person who's weak. So you can note down the meanings in your notebook itself. And whenever you want to note down something, any points, just note it down in your notebook itself as a lecture note. You can keep your notebook and textbook along with you. Okay, let's move on. Listen. So here the poet is talking to the wind. He asks the wind to come softly. And so he is saying that the wind should not be very strong. It should be soft and subtle. And the poet says that the wind is very powerful. It is destructive. And so that the wind is breaking the shutters of windows and it scatters the papers. And as the wind is very powerful, even the books which are kept on the shelf fall down. So here the poet is describing about the power, the might of the wind. And he says to the wind to look at the destruction that he had made. And whenever there is strong wind, the things which are very weak, even it is a small plant or when he is a small kid it is, they all will get scared. Okay, they cannot fight with the might of the wind. They will fall down and even get hurt also. So we can say that at the initial part of the poem, at the beginning of the poem, the poet is considering this wind as a young child, and later, mm, the later part, we come to know that the wind is very destructive, just like a youth. Okay, so many violence and destruction, everything can be seen. Okay, so here in this area, we can say that the poet is talking to the wind. He is drawing out all the destructive things that the wind has made. Moving on to the next area. Frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. Word meaning of frail is weak, and the word meaning of crumbling, falling, or to cause something to break. And the word meaning of rafter is a sloping beam which support the roof of the building. We can see the rafters on the roof of a home or house or building or like that. We can see rafters. So you can see that the word crumbling is repeated so many times here. So the poet use that kind of repetition to lay stress that everything crumbles due to a strong wind. So the poet says that when wind is very powerful and very strong, it leads to breakage of everything. And the houses which are weak will fall down, doors which are weak will fall. The beams on which the roof of the buildings are supported, they also fall. All the wooden structures fall. All people fall, animals, lives, hearts, everything will fall down. So he's saying that everything will crumble. Everything that is weak reacts by falling down. Okay? And it will break in the face of this adversities. So here the adversity is the wind itself. Okay? Or we can compare this adversities and wind. This wind is acting like the adversities in our life itself. So the poet is saying that whenever a weak person faces any adversity or any challenge in life, he will break down and fall. So the poet urges us to be strong and courageous throughout our life. Okay, don't go away without facing these kinds of challenges or adversities in our life. Face it in a courageous way and overcome it. Then only we can stay strong. Okay. Next line. The wind god winnows and crushes them all. So the word meaning of winnows is to blow grain free of chaff. Chaff means separate grain from husk by blowing on it. It's a process that we can see that to separate paddy from this husk and all, paddy or wheat or like that, we can it's a process like. And here the poet is addressing wind as a god. So addressing like wind god. And the poet says that the powerful god of wind knows. That means he sifts all the people, or he means here the god, the wind god, sifts all the people, and those people who are weak will fall down and get crushed. So here we can see a comparison made between wheat or paddy and people. Okay, just like we winnow the wheat to separate the green from chaff, the wind god separates the strong people from the weak people. Got the comparison? Okay, if the wind, the comparison is made between wheat and people. Okay, just like as we winnow the wheat to separate grain from chaff, the wind god is trying to separate the strong people from weak people by blowing. Okay, so when there's a strong wind, all the things that are weak fall and get crushed, and the strong people will remain without any damage. Okay, that will happen. And then we can move on to next area. He won't do what you tell him, so come, Let's build strong homes. Let's join the doors firmly. Practice to firm the body. Make the heart steadfast. Do this, and the wind will be friends with us. The word meaning of steadfast is firm. So, here in this lines, the poet stops speaking to the wind and starts speaking to his readers. Okay, till the last line, we saw that the poet was talking to the wind. From here onwards, the poet is talking to the readers. So the poet wants the readers to make friends with the wind, that is, with the adversities in our lives. And the poet says that the problems will not listen to anybody. Will the problems wait for us to listen? No, never. They will come and they will do their work, and so we should be well prepared for meeting that one or to face that one. So in preparation, we should build strong homes and close the doors of our house firmly so that the wind cannot get into. Okay, so and then he says that we should also make our bodies strong and hearts firm to face these challenges. Okay, so and when once we are strong enough to face all these challenges, so when we are able to meet all these challenges, when we are strong enough, these challenges will be like our friends also. We will not feel that they are dangerous things. We won't feel like they are troublesome. Okay, when we succeed in overcoming these challenges, success and happiness will be with us always. Okay, that is what is the poet is telling to the readers. So next area is the wind blows out weak fires. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. His friendship is good. We praise him every day. So the word meaning of flourish is grow. So here the poet says that everything that is weak gets finished off when a strong wind comes. And all the things that are strong will flourish or grow to become stronger also. So here the good and the bad effects of wind is described. And in order to elucidate on the bad effects of the wind, the poet shows how the wind can blow out a fire if it is glowing with a weak force. Okay, and however, if the fire is burning strongly, then the wind will not blow it out. Instead of that, it will make it fiercer. Thus, the wind can nurture that which is already strong. And if we are strong, then the wind is a good friend for us also, as it will increase our strength. Okay, understood? And the poet also tells us that we should praise the wind god on a daily basis. In the last line, we can say that we praise him every day. So the poet is asking us to praise the wind god on a daily basis, that we should be very friendly with our difficulties and problems in our life. Otherwise, we cannot survive in a proper way. Okay, so through this poem, the poet is giving us a very important message that we should not feel bad that we are facing so many challenges and adversities in life. We should make ourselves physically and mentally strong in order to face these challenges. And when once we are strong enough, we will overcome the challenges. We will become friends with them. And then we'll be very happy that we had these challenges in our life, because they help us become stronger and better. And that's only because of that we have reached in such a good position in our life. So that's why the poet is asking us to be stronger always, to meet all the challenges in a positive way. Okay, don't feel tensed or worried. Okay, so be optimistic always. Face all the challenges in your life in a positive way. Be strong and stay strong. Then only we'll be very happy in our life, then only we'll be becoming a successful person in our life. Okay, all the adversities will come to check us if we are strong or not. So we should show them that we are strong enough to face you. Okay, so that was the poem Wind. Thank you.